Please stand and join us in singing the national anthem, led by Missouri Western graduating student Lauren Bergman and accompanied by the Missouri Western State University Symphonic Winds. Good afternoon, and welcome to the beautiful campus of Missouri Western State University for the Spring 2016 Commencement Ceremony. I am Jeannie Daffrin, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. We extend a very special welcome to all of our graduates, their families, and friends. It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Robert A. Vardabedian, President of Missouri Western State University, who will introduce the platform party.
Our platform party today is as follows. Beginning on my far left, Dr. Benjamin Caldwell, Graduate Dean and Professor in the Department of Chemistry. Then Ms. Shanna Meyer, Vice President for Student Affairs. Dr. Robert Willenbrink, Founding Dean of the School of Fine Arts. Dr. Murray Neighbors, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Dr. Michael Lane, Dean of the Stephen L. Craig School of Business. Dr. Kathleen O'Connor, Dean of the College of Professional Studies. Dr. Jeannie Daffrin, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Alex Atkinson, Missouri Western graduate student. And one of the speakers for today, Ida Hafner, Missouri Western graduating student as well, and one of today's speakers as well. Dr. Samuel Mark Laney, MD, today's honored guest. Brigadier General Gregory Mason, Chair and member of the Missouri Western's Board of Governors. Dirk Clark, member of Missouri Western's Board of Governors. Al Purcell, member of Missouri Western's Board of Governors. Lionel Ottawia, outgoing student member of Missouri Western's Board of Governors. Joseph Kellogg, incoming student member of Missouri Western's Board of Governors. Britt Johnson, President of Missouri Western's Faculty Senate, and Associate Professor in the Department of Health, Physical Education, and Recreation. And finally, Angie Springs, President of Missouri Western's Alumni Association. Please give them a warm round of applause. Well, it's now my privilege to tell you a few words about the recipient of today's honorary doctorate, Dr. Samuel Mark Laney. Dr. Laney's record of accomplishment since his arrival in St. Joe about 7 years ago is truly remarkable. Without question, his record of incredible service to his profession, to his community, and to our university is noteworthy. Dr. Laney, as the CEO of Mosaic Life Care, formerly Heartland Health, has worked tirelessly to promote quality and empathic care there. I'll just give you one example of what he has done. About 5 years ago, we had a student in the intensive care unit of Mosaic Life Care. His parents were coming to the realization that their son might not make it. I called Dr. Laney, and he promptly dropped everything to investigate the case. He quickly responded back to me that the young man would in fact live. I in turn reported that back to the students, obviously greatly relieved parents, as you can imagine. I really don't know too many large hospital CEOs who would have done what Dr. Laney did. Dr. Laney has been a champion for our entire community. He has served as the leader of our Chamber of Commerce and of our Community Alliance. He's done wonders in supporting the revitalization of historic downtown St. Joe by relocation of Mosaic Life Care's facilities to that area, some of their facilities. Finally, Dr. Laney has been a tremendous supporter of this university, and I'll just mention a few things that he's done. Not long after his arrival here, he worked with his board to provide over $500,000 for needed scientific equipment for our science and math building, Augustine Remington. So if you've taken any courses in that building, you certainly have benefited from that. Also, Dr. Laney and his wife, Mary Margaret, who's up in the stands, graciously consented to be the co-chairs of our Centennial Capital Campaign, along with Dan and Dale Boulware. This 5-year campaign has already raised nearly $20 million, which was its initial 5-year goal in a mere year and a half. Dr. Laney has worked with his board at Mosaic Life Care to provide the first endowed professorship in our university's history. Specifically, he and his board provided $1.5 million for a professorship in the crucial area of population health. As a result of Dr. Laney's leadership, Mosaic Life Care continues to provide substantial in-kind and direct financial support for our university regarding shared personnel, scholarships, etc. Last, on Tuesday, November the 10th, 2015, Dr. Laney presented perhaps the strongest pro-Missouri Western speech I have ever heard. He gave a passionate speech on our Eggs and Issues Forum that extolled the contributions of our university that we have made in the past 100-year history. It was such a powerful speech that we are using sound bites of it for our advertising purposes. You may find it interesting to know that Dr. Laney's maternal grandfather was the president of University of North Texas from 1951 to 1968, a very turbulent time in American history. Given all that Dr. Laney has done, I'm sure that his grandfather, no doubt, would be very, very proud of him. For all of these reasons and many more, it is my great pleasure to present Dr. Samuel Mark Laney with the highest honor that our university can bestow, an honorary doctorate of humane letters. Dr. Laney, would you please come forward? Dr. Samuel Mark Laney, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of Missouri Western State University, I confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters with all of the rights, privileges, and dignities appertaining to that degree. In accordance with usual custom, we present you with this hood. There you go. And award you this certificate. These are both visible symbols of our exceedingly high regard for you. Congratulations, Dr. Laney. Actually, Dr. Laney. Congratulations.
Okay, today is a great day for all of you, and so this should be both serious and should be fun. When I was at the University of Texas Medical Branch, there was a tradition that in the first lecture of the morning that the professor would have to tell a joke before anybody would listen to the lecture. And so what they would do is we would chant, "Joke, joke, we want a joke," and they would throw pennies at the lectern until the person told a joke. So this is your moment to yell for the joke. Joke! All right. It's always a bit risky to tell a joke. You know, you're never sure if it's going to be funny or not. So I went on the internet and I chose one of the top 10 jokes that were scientifically predicted to be really funny. So there's this guy sitting at home and he hears a knock at the door. So he gets up out of his soft chair and he goes to the door and he opens the door and there's nobody there. But then he looks down and there's this snail on the porch. So he picks up the snail and he just throws as far as he could. And then after about 3 or 4 years, about the time it takes maybe to get a degree, there's a knock at the door. So the guy gets up and he goes to the door and he opens the door. There's nobody there. Then he looks down and there's a snail. And the snail says, "What in the hell was that all about?" This will come back to be more meaningful at the end. I wasn't even sure I'd get a laugh, so I'm feeling pretty good about myself right now. So we're gonna go fast because I know it's hot and warm, but the title of my remarks are The 11 Habits of Highly Effective and Successful Missouri Western Graduates. First thing, okay, family, pay attention here. The first habit is call your parents every Sunday. Yeah, right. Okay, and it's not them calling you, it's you call them because they want and need to know that you love them and that you appreciate them and you want to stay in touch with them. And what's going to happen is as you get older, the stories are going to be the same stories over and over and over again. But you're going to call them because that's what you do when you love your parents. Second thing, you're going to save money, okay? You're not going to let money rule you. You're going to save. There's this powerful term called compounding interest that you're going to want to Google after this. And what happens is when you put money away when you're young, it can grow to be a really big number down the road. So you want to save. You don't want to spend all your money on stuff. If you can't park your car in your garage, or if you have to rent a place to put your stuff, you have not saved enough money. Yeah, right. Decisions. This is what happens when you're 59 years old and you're getting a degree and you're looking out in front of all these wonderful, energetic folks. And the thing that you realize is that your whole life is a culmination of all the good and the bad decisions that you make. And one of the reasons you went to college was to be a critical thinker and to make good decisions. Finally, or not finally, but work. What about work? You're going to want to work hard, but you're going to want to do something that you love. Confucius said, "Choose a job you love and you will never have to work a day in your life." Be passionate about your career and what you choose and give your best. The next thing is to read. What's amazing is there's a number of folks that once they graduate, they never pick up a book. They never go to a library. And really what you went to college was not to memorize just some things your teachers wanted you to know, but you went to become a lifelong learner and a lifelong reader. The other thing is, don't believe everything you read. Failure. Every one of you at some point in your life is going to fail, and it's okay. In fact, failure should be celebrated. And failure, you'll always learn a lot more about yourself in your failures than your victories. The next thing is slow down. Take your eyes off your iPhone or your iPad. Walk a little bit more slowly across, everybody's, yay! Walk a little slower across the campus. Spend more time with your friends. Don't eat so fast. There's a quote from John Lubbock. It says, "Rest is not idleness, and to lie sometimes on the grass under the trees on a summer day, listening to the murmur of the brook or watching the clouds float by is by no means a waste of time." Next thing is to be respectful. One of the things that human beings struggle with sometimes is to be quick to judge. Strive to have an open mind. There's a quote from Steve Maraboli that says, "Let today be the day you look for the good in everyone you meet and respect their journey." This next thing is my favorite quote, and it's from Stephen Covey, and it's "Seek first to understand." One of the best skills that you can develop is to be a great listener. And you should probably listen a whole lot more than you say. The next thing is service. And one of the greatest pleasures in life, no matter what your career, is to be of service to others. Gandhi said, "All other pleasures and possessions pale into nothingness before service, which is rendered in a spirit of joy." And finally, the last habit or successful thing is don't make up your bed. There was a famous speech given in 2014 at the University of Texas by Admiral McCarran, and he was making the speech to UT graduates, and the point he was trying to make were the things that you had to do to change the world. And one of the first thing he said was make up your bed. Now you have to understand that the Admiral had been a Navy SEAL for 37 years. And he had this very specific viewpoint of the world that when he'd had a bad day, coming home to see that bed so beautifully made up gave him great comfort. But what the Admiral didn't know was that he was sleeping with 1.5 million dust mites. And that those dust mites love tightly made beds because the dead cells, the skin cells and the moisture, they just feed on it, and there's more and more dust mites. And so one of the beautiful things is don't believe everything you read. Don't believe everything you hear. And sometimes, it's good just to be a little bit radical every day. So I want to say thank you to Missouri Western State University for this honor. I want to say thank you to the Board of Governors for hosting me. I want to say thank you to our distinguished faculty. And most of all, I want to say thank you to you for allowing me to share this day with you. Now, this is what's going to happen in about 20 or 30 years. You're going to be coming to an event like this to watch a person that you love more than your own life graduate. And on the drive, that person is going to say, "Hey, Mom, hey, Dad, do you remember who spoke at your graduation?" And you're going to say, "I have no idea." And then they're going to say, "But what did they talk about?" And you're going to say, "Well, he talked about a snail. And I thought it was just a bad joke. But now that I've had 20 to 30 years to reflect about it, I understand he wasn't talking about a snail. He was talking about persistence and discipline and focus and dreams and never giving up. And he knew by telling a story I would remember it versus just talking to us. And then he talked about compounded interest. And I Googled it. And man, compounded interest is awesome. But now that I've had time to think about it, I understand he wasn't talking about saving. He was talking about the compounded blessings of giving of yourself totally through a life of service. And then he told this really crazy thing about not making up our bed. And I kind of get now that there's some really positive things to being, to thinking differently, to maybe not always going the way that the wind blows, not always following when someone else is leading. And now I understand that all the things that he talked about were really just some clues to some other things that had a lot more meaning. Godspeed, my friends, and blessings to you and your family for a job well done. Thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations again to Dr. Laney for that great speech that I'm sure many of our graduates will remember. My name is Shanna Meyer. I'm the Vice President for Student Affairs, and it is my distinct pleasure to be able to introduce two student speakers who will no doubt remember who spoke at their own graduation, because they did. Today, Ida Hafner is graduating with a Bachelor of Science degree in biology with a concentration in zoology. She is from Hillsboro, Missouri, just south of St. Louis. She's been involved in many activities on campus, including Tri Beta, the Biological Honor Society, where she held a leadership position for the last 3 years, the Student Honors Organization, Alpha Chi, and the Student Government Association, where she served as Director of Communication in 2014-2015 and the Student Body President this year. Ida is leaving Missouri Western to pursue her dream of becoming an animal keeper and later an animal curator for a zoo or aquarium. Her long-term goal is to become the President of the United States. Please welcome to the podium, Ida Hafner.
Thank you. So when I was trying to write this speech, I had this thought in my head that I needed to start with a quote, and from someone who knew more about life than I do, and then go on to talk about making the most of our future. But then I couldn't find any quotes I liked, or weren't too cliche, or seemed to fit what I know about this class. Also, our future is unknown. Some of you may have a 10-year plan, like I used to, and some of you are just living day by day, like I am now. So I decided to summarize what we have learned by attending Missouri Western that could help us survive into the unknown world of life after college. First of all, we've learned that geese are mean. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. For those of you that don't, go ahead and ask anyone sitting around you. I'm sure they've had some kind of encounter. It's those pesky creatures that hang outside Remington and Augunston halls, and the Student Union and on the roof of Murphy Hall, and out the ponds outside Griffin Hall, that honked all the time, chased those unsuspecting students. And I'm sure some of you in this room have been chased by these geese, and even possibly bitten by one defending the nest. Or you could have been that person that decided to show your friends just how awesome you were, and chased a goose, which probably ended badly for you. But we've also learned wonderful things from these creatures. We've learned the value of leaving nature to itself, or it could end badly for us. We've learned compassion and to fight for what we believe in. I saw a group of people come together to save a new nest of goose eggs in one of the planters outside Bloom,
So thank you to the geese for your lessons. Another lesson we've learned is it is really hard to finish college without an amazing support system. I'm sure you've all had that one person you would go to when classes were tough or you were just stressed out and thinking about dropping out. And this might have been your best friend, significant other, mom, one of your professors, or if you were like me, you consulted with all of them. These consultations could have been meetings to help you figure out what classes you should be taking in order to be on track to graduate. It also could have been late night talks in the rooms that ended in laughing until tears streamed down our faces, or the runs to Sonic for half-price shakes. I know I would not have made it past these flat 4 years if I didn't have my support system. So if you were one of the people I would complain to or laugh with, thank you for keeping me sane. A third lesson we've learned is to accept free food and free t-shirts. When we were children, our parents told us not to accept free things from strangers. When we got to college, all of those warnings went out of our heads. The first day of classes, we attended Western warm-up and collected all kinds of free goodies from businesses in St. Joe and departments at Missouri Western. Practically every event that occurs on this campus has free t-shirts that are given away. Whether it was Military Day at the football game, the basketball tip-off game, or Griffin Edge, there were t-shirts there to greet us. So to all those who helped us poor college students by providing us free food to nourish our minds and t-shirts and giveaways to help us remember our times here, we thank you. One more lesson we've learned is when hard times befall a Griffin, Missouri Western is there to help out. In the years we've attended Missouri Western, many hard times have come. We've lost people close to us, professors, and last year even a Griffin lost her home. The students and faculty of Missouri Western came through during these hard times. We grieved as one and provided help as a school. But we don't let those hard times stop us. If anything, those times push us to do better, so we can make those we lost proud of our accomplishments. This thank you is to all of you who attended Missouri Western and helped those who were in need. A final lesson we've learned is naps are not just for children. It's funny to think there was once a time when taking a nap was something we never wanted to do. Now we've learned to take a nap whenever and wherever we can. Most of the buildings around campus have a couch or two where I'm sure we've caught a few minutes of shut-eye. And then there's the library that has those nice cubbies that work well as a headrest, or the study rooms that can be pretty quiet. Along with naps, we've learned that we can accomplish quite a lot with just a few hours of sleep. I'm sure I'm not the only one who has pulled an all-nighter in the last few years. Some of you may have even pulled more than one in this year alone. Our thank you here should go to those who took care of us when we were young. We need to thank them for making sure we took those naps. We're really going to miss those times when we leave here for our careers. I'm hoping that these lessons have brought up memories of the times we've shared here at Missouri Western, the good and the bad. It's because of these lessons and these memories that we have come to this point, graduation, the day when all of the long nights of studying and full course loads finally pay off. Today we will go our separate ways to become successes in our chosen fields or at graduate school. However, we will always have our memories at Missouri Western. And when we return as alumni for the football games and we hear that call of MW, we will answer with pride, SU. Thank you for your memories. Go Griffs.
Congratulations and thank you, Ida. Ida's been a phenomenal student leader for us on campus, and I know in 20, 30 years she's got my vote. Alex Atkinson is receiving his Bachelor of Science degree in speech communication with a concentration in public relations. Alex has been very involved on campus in the Student Ambassador Program, Western Activities Council, Registration Leaders, Griffin Edge Leaders, Max's Maniacs, the Homecoming Steering Committee, and Phi Delta Theta, where he served as chapter president. Alex has served in the community through his involvement in Habitat for Humanity, Relay for Life, and the ALS Foundation, where he just achieved the status of Iron Phi by raising $1,000 for ALS research and completing a 5K for ALS. After graduation, Alex is moving to Oxford, Ohio, where he has accepted a leadership consultant position for his fraternity, Phi Delta Theta.
Thank you. So, when I was a kid, I loved painting. I would spend hours painting bizarre and peculiar monsters on my sketchbook until I ran out of pages. Then I packed up my paint and my brushes, moved into the kitchen, and proceeded to paint my monsters all across our kitchen walls. Mom, Dad, I'm really sorry for that. I know we had to clean that up, and that took a really long time. I apologize. But the point is, whenever I was done, I never really was done. I wanted to do more. I always had to do more. By the time I was in high school, I was spending much of my free time critiquing every single aspect of my latest painting. Finally, I would finish a painting, hang it up on my wall proudly, and then realize, just as I stepped back, kind of take it in, there was still more to be done. There was always more to be done. Since then, I've always lived my life asking myself the fundamental question, can I do more? Like all of you guys sitting in front of me today, I'm also graduating. So with that being said, I don't really have any years of wisdom to bestow upon you or any professional experience to share that's really going to help you down the line. But what I do have is an understanding of us, of our school, and what we represent. The biggest understanding I've learned about us over my time here is that we are always telling ourselves, I can do more. It wasn't until I arrived at Missouri Western State University that I realized this concept, I can do more, was a mindset that I shared with many other students. Many people refer to us as obsessive, fixated, or simply insane. But at Missouri Western, we're griffins. A griffin is a mythological creature that is given the task of guarding the world's most valuable treasures. I have realized the single strand that binds us all together is the concept of what our treasure is. And that treasure is our education. If you imagine a griffin as a large, courageous creature towering over a mountain of gold, and not so much a young student crossing the stage in a cap and gown, I would encourage you to go find the nearest nursing graduate and ask them about the craziest places they've been caught studying, because I promise you it will lead to some very interesting stories. Or ask a 22-year-old business graduate if they're ready to own and operate their own successful business, because many of them already do. If any of you are graduating today thinking that you're going to leave these halls without the understanding that you can do more, I ask you, reflect back on your time that you spent here at Missouri Western, the place we have called home. Whether your home has been late nights in the library, long rehearsals in Potter Theater, rigorous hours in the science labs, or the countless workouts before and after your real practices, we've all done more. In our time at Western, we've changed our beliefs, our desires, and our majors, but one variable has always stayed constant, and that is our understanding that there is always more to be done. It's not just in us as students, it's a contagious mindset that takes hold of everyone who calls Western home, or as we like to call it, the Griffin family. For example, other university presidents might sometime acknowledge when their students succeed, Our university president will give you a handwritten congratulations letter and then agree to make up a ridiculous handshake with you, like this one. Yes, folks, our university president just hit the dab. That's great. If a student organization hosts a 5K at another university, their administration might acknowledge it. At Missouri Western, our administration runs in the 5K and finishes in the top 10, even though it was about 20 degrees outside. So thank you, Shanna, for doing that. At Western, we are the Griffin family, and we all accept that we are capable of doing more. So, for example, cue the music. Today, we will cross the stage, just like I was a child and I finished my latest painting. But for the Griffin class of 2016, there is still much more to be done, because we are Griffins. And Griffins, as Steve Jobs would say, are the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the ones who see things differently, the round pegs in the square holes. They're not fond of rules, and they don't have any respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius, because the people who are crazy enough to believe that they can change the world are the ones who do. Graduating class of 2016, I challenge you today. Never stop learning. Never be content. And when your sketchbook runs out of pages, I challenge you to paint on the walls, because you can do more. Thank you.
Wow, you all have some challenges ahead. Today, we acknowledge the accomplishments of 501 undergraduate students and 59 graduate students. This graduating class includes 340 women and 220 men. They range from 19 to 62 years of age and come from Missouri and the neighboring states of Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, and Illinois, but also from states as far away as Arizona, Connecticut, Florida, Indiana, Louisiana, Minnesota, New Mexico, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Virginia, and from the countries of Canada, China, Colombia, Honduras, India, Nepal, New Zealand, Oman, Philippines, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, and the United Kingdom. International students are wearing today a sash in the colors of their country's flag. Students who excel in their academic studies at the university are recognized at the time of commencement with academic honors. 108 students from this graduating class have achieved academic honors and are recognized today with a gold stole over their academic gown. This recognition is also reported on their transcripts and diplomas. Their names are in your program beginning on page 17. We appreciate your hard work and celebrate this impressive accomplishment. Will students who are graduating cum laude please stand? Congratulations. You may be seated. Will students who are graduating magna cum laude please stand? Congratulations. You may be seated. And will students who are graduating summa cum laude please stand? These graduates have achieved the highest ranking level of academic honors. Thank you. You may be seated. Students graduating with these honors will be acknowledged at the time they receive their diplomas. Today, we also recognize students who are graduating with completion of General Studies honors and Majors honors. These individuals have completed all of the requirements for Missouri Western's honors program, including taking the required courses and maintaining a high grade point average. In addition to honors sections of regular courses, they have completed additional colloquia or theme-based multidisciplinary courses specifically created for the program. Their achievements are noted on their transcript, today's commencement program, and by the medallions they are wearing. Silver denotes their achievement of General Studies honors. Gold represents the achievement of Majors honors. Will students who have achieved General Studies honors please stand? Thank you. You may be seated. Will students who have achieved Majors honors please stand? Congratulations. You may be seated. As these graduates will attest, faculty members play a large and critical role in student learning and success. Missouri Western has many outstanding faculty members who have dedicated their careers to helping students learn, develop, and prepare for life. Will all faculty members in attendance please stand? And graduates and members of the audience, please join me in acknowledging and thanking the faculty for their very important contributions to the success of our students. Thank you. You may be seated.
Along with all of the undergraduates who are receiving their degrees today, 59 graduate students, the largest class ever to receive degrees at one commencement, will be receiving their degrees today. Are you ready? At this time, we will present the candidates who are receiving master's degrees. The master's degree is the highest academic degree awarded by Missouri Western State University. Graduates receiving a master's degree will receive a hood representing the attainment of that degree. The interior silk lining of the hood displays the colors of Missouri Western. The opening of the hood is trimmed in velvet in the color representing the academic field. Assisting with the hoods will be faculty members from each graduate's master's program. Will the candidates for master's degrees please rise? President Vartabedian, these students have met all of the requirements of the faculty and of the Board of Governors for the following degrees: Masters of Applied Arts, Masters of Applied Arts in Written Communication, Masters of Applied Science and Assessment, Masters of Applied Science, Masters of Information Management, Masters of Science, Masters of Science in Nursing. They have all been certified by the Register and are entitled to the degrees as indicated. As Dean of the Graduate School, I take great pleasure in presenting to you these candidates and recommend that their respective degrees be conferred at this time.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of Missouri Western State University, and upon the recommendation of the Provost, Deans, and the faculty of Missouri Western, I hereby confer upon each of you the designated master's degree for which you have been certified. Congratulations.
You may be seated. And now we will present the candidates for certificates and undergraduate degrees, after which President Vartabedian will confer the degrees. Will the candidates for one-year undergraduate certificates please rise? Will the candidates for associate degrees please rise? Will the candidates for bachelor's degrees please rise? President Vartabedian, These students have met all of the requirements of the faculty and of the Board of Governors for the following degrees: one-year undergraduate certificates, Associate of Applied Science, Associate of Science, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of General Studies, Bachelor of Science in Technology, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Music Education, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Bachelor of Science in Education, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Science in Social Work, Bachelor of Science in Technology. They have been certified by the registrar and are entitled to the degrees as indicated. As Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, I take great pleasure in presenting to you the spring graduating class of 2016 and recommend that their respective degrees be conferred at this time.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of Missouri Western State University, and upon the recommendation of the Provost, Deans, and faculty of Missouri Western, I hereby confer upon each of you the designated undergraduate certificates, associates, and baccalaureate degrees for which you have been certified. Congratulations.
You may be seated.
Will the candidates for the master's degrees please come forward? Will the respective faculty members please take their places in line with them? Susan Norton Law.
Abby Lee Bonwell, Master of Applied Arts, Digital Media.
Donald Wallace Hughes, Masters of Applied Science and Assessment.
Sarika Gangala, Master of Applied Arts, Digital Media.
Jody Sue Belding, Master of Applied Science, Forensic Investigations.
Sunny Reddy Medapati, Master of Applied Arts, Digital Media.
Roxanne Chase, Master of Applied Arts in Written Communication, Writing Studies.
Edward Cody Freeman, Master of Applied Science, Human Factors and Usability Testing.
Julie Law, Master of Information Management, Enterprise Resource Planning.
Jacob William Hicks, Master of Applied Science, Human Factors and Usability Testing.
Carla L. Ezel, Master of Information Management, Enterprise Resource Planning.
Laszlo Paul Rendas, Master of Applied Science, Human Factors and Usability Testing.
Megan Elizabeth Fisher, Master of Information Management, Enterprise Resource Planning.
David Garrett Pendleton, Master of Applied Science, Industrial Life Science.
Ravi Kiran Daharni, Master of Information Management, Enterprise Resource Planning.
Melanie Louise Ramey, Master of Applied Science, Industrial Life Science.
Satish Reddy Panyala, Master of Information Management, Enterprise Resource Planning.
Hallie Ray Barnett, Master of Applied Science, Industrial Life Science.
Sandeep Kumar Manampati, Master of Information Management, Enterprise Resource Planning.
Joseph Francis Mace, Master of Applied Science, Engineering Technology Management.
Gregory Allen Carbon, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Peter Hamilton Nelson, Master of Applied Science, Chemistry.
Signe Amelia Mueller-Coombs, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Melissa Renee Fowler, Master of Science in Nursing, Healthcare Leadership.
Erin Clark Coombs, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Chaitan Reddy Managati, Master of Science, Information Technology, Assurance Administration.
Emily Christine Garcia, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Srinivas Pudari, Master of Science, Information Technology, Assurance Administration.
Casey Lee Ludwig, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Santosh Reddy Kasala, Master of Science, Information Technology, Assurance Administration.
Janelle Ann Campbell, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Rakesh Besu Malaya, Master of Science, Information Technology, Assurance Administration.
Sir Darius Dion Roundtree, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Srinivas Reddy Kandati, Master of Science, Information Technology, Assurance Administration.
Taylor Stephen Heinrichs, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Sharisha Shretha, Master of Science, Information Technology, Assurance Administration.
Corey Joseph Shandrick, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Yada Hussein Shali, Master of Applied Science, Information Technology Management.
Travis Lee Shadrack, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Elam Nakian Akarekian, Master of Applied Science, Information Technology Management.
Matthew Dylan Cook, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Dima Abdallah Muhana, Master of Applied Science, Information Technology Management.
Justin L. Parrish, Master of Applied Science, Sport and Fitness Management.
Ahmad Yosef Al-Ghahtani, Master of Applied Science, Information Technology Management. Yosef Abdallah Ayawaya, Master of Applied Science, Information Technology Management. Hisham Abrahim Asiri, Master of Applied Science, Information Technology Management. Will the undergraduates please approach the platform to be recognized for their respective degrees? In addition, we will announce the individual students who are graduating with honors. Please check your commencement program for a complete list of the honor recipients. Those students earning a certificate who have a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 and above graduate with honors. Those students earning an associate or baccalaureate degree who have a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 to 3.74 graduate cum laude, honors. A 3.75 to 3.89 graduate magna cum laude, high honors. And 3.9 and above graduate summa cum laude, highest honors. And now our graduates. Our first degree awarded posthumously. Jordan Brenna Swearingen, accepted by Jennifer and Nick Swearingen. Now presenting the School of Fine Arts and the Stephen L. Craig School of Business.
Shelley Claire Bosley, summa cum laude.
Savannah Elise Law.
Kylie Nicole Stebe.
Megan Catherine Helt.
Jennifer Nicole Webb.
Lauren Lee Hitch.
Faizan Iqbal Tai.
Morgan Taylor Calvert.
Adam Lawrence Tate.
Rebecca Lee Valenzuela.
Logan Jeffrey Henderson.
Brian Patrick Schul.
Zachary Farrell Sisk.
Christopher David Rail.
Tanya S. Hayes.
Riley D. Bear.
Rebecca Leanne Jones, cum laude.
Bryson Michael Wooden.
Brent Daniel Griffith.
Ian Renard Stork.
Christopher Warren Smith.
Nicholas Adam Redder.
Jared Maxwell Carruthers.
Aaron Paul Crawford, magna cum laude.
Laura Ann Schreiber.
Genevieve Rose Stoops, summa cum laude.
Michaela Ashley Wetke.
Sydney Lynn Given.
Julianne Michelle Smith.
Kayla Michelle Mertz, magnum cum laude.
Tyler Lee Meyer, magna cum laude.
Lauren Blair Bergman.
Braxton Jamal Fuller, magna cum laude.
Brady Logan McIntosh.
Timber Page Gardner.
Michael John Hadley.
Sydney Juanita Child.
Larry J. Smith Jr.
Jacob Aaron Cunning.
Timothy James Griffin.
Paige Nicole Clark, summa cum laude.
Sarah Renee Green, cum laude.
Beth Lark Hoffman.
Megan Michelle Ferris.
Kathleen Jane Para, summa cum laude.
Jessica Lee Tingler.
Giovanni Yol Para Lugo, cum laude.
Denise Chimay Chow.
Blake Thomas Reinhardt.
Raven K. Pollock.
Pauline Justine Ford, cum laude.
Melanie Suzanne Steele.
Shanae N. Williams.
Jessica Lynn Hill.
Chelsea Rena Davis.
Caitlin Marie Edwards.
Jalissa Josephina Free.
Mackenzie J. Lovett.
Brooke Evelyn Bullymore.
Jason Ryan Wood.
Weston Davis Apple.
Tony Lee Redmond, cum laude.
Gina Marie Macario.
Hunter Patrick Ritchie.
Erin Nicole Underwood.
Yahweh Zhu.
Chelsea Michaela Easton.
Jihai Lee.
Christina Louise Curtin.
Kristen Aaron Collier.
Casey Marie Martin.
Caitlin Rochelle Gales.
Andrew Typhon Chern.
Heather Renee Laframboise, cum laude.
Sarah Linnea Fabel, summa cum laude.
Courtney Janine Gibson, cum laude.
Callie Ray Wilson, cum laude.
Amanda Renee Shelnut.
Scott Michael Sheldon.
Amanda Lee Francis, cum laude.
Alex Edward Pruitt, cum laude.
Shannon Michelle Burke.
Brock Bradley Kimball, magna cum laude.
Linnea Marie Edlin.
Aaron M. Sanders.
Megan K. Bullender.
Matthew Lawrence Jurgens.
Now presenting the College of Professional Studies, Melody L. Brown.
Alexander M. Stearns, summa cum laude.
Nancy K. Deerdorf.
Sarah Geraldo Betancourt.
Brady Dale Rabatin.
Serafina Handy.
Tara K. Scott.
Erin Rose Siebolt, cum laude.
Carrie Lynn Lawrence.
Sabrina Jade Santos Tracy.
Brittany R. Foster.
Chanel M. Hall.
Lamina Margaret Davis.
Matthew William Helm, magna cum laude.
Amanda Dawn Pick.
Hannah Nicole Olson, summa cum laude.
Matthew Christopher Mason.
Keith Lee Fox.
Jocelyn Elise Spears.
Emily Morgan White, magna cum laude.
Kylene Nicole Seil.
Letitia Renee Gerling, cum laude.
Connor Edward Schwanebart.
Mariah K. Graff.
DeAndre Isaiah Heggie.
Michelle Lynn Knapp, magna cum laude.
Cody Michael Childs, magna cum laude.
Ebony Shaylin Davis, cum laude.
Jericho James Barrasco.
Tiffany Danielle Adams, magna cum laude.
Amber L. Robinson.
Samuel Robert Morgan.
Willie Burton.
Kayla Ray Blackwell.
Brittany Nicole Robbins.
Melissa Therese Alarde Cairns.
Hannah Renee Jundy.
Lindsay K. Partridge.
Erica Marie Smith, cum laude.
Jordan Sue Chohan, cum laude.
Caitlin Marie Richardson.
Nathan Charles O'Neill.
Kelly Elizabeth Adkins.
Nathan Andrew Wilson.
Rebecca K. Carter.
Arbanis Edward Lee Elliott Jr.
Kelsey Denise Isom, cum laude.
Michael Ray Jordan.
Jacob Andrew Chase.
John Sherman Ernwall.
Adam Cole Ashby.
Larry Dylan Waterman, magna cum laude.
Marcus Jose Wumbold.
Brooke Rayanne Adkins.
Bethany Lee Fude.
Cami Lynn Henton.
Megan Marie Sperry, cum laude.
Julie Marie Miller.
Reagan K. Rigby.
Jennifer Lee Scudder.
Rachel Hope Stoffer.
Kelly D. Atkins.
Holly Renee Hoover, cum laude.
Ariel Lynn Swartz.
Charlene Francis Ackman.
Andrea Dawn Walsh.
Stacy R. Southard, cum laude.
Christina Marie Fuller.
Gina Rachel Saglenski.
Rhonda Lachelle Bullmaster.
Megan Lynn Morrison.
Alexis Nicole Rivers.
Cassandra Renee Reichert.
Melissa Brooke Lloyd.
Jordan Lacey Scherer.
Callie Marie Welch, summa cum laude.
Ashley Diana Green.
Ierma Mundungu.
Erin Morgan Clary.
Jamie Lynn Bullock.
Trey Kyle Forward, cum laude.
Michelle K. Blakely.
Brandy Nicole Chambers.
Aaliyah Chantal Freeman.
Jennifer Lynn Grothy, magnum cum laude.
Erica Amber Barron.
Charlize Alexis.
Gabriela Renee Romero.
Teresa Nicole Hill.
Aurora Mary Kearns.
Christine Hwen Wen.
Jerica Cheyenne Owens.
Abby Nicole Durrell.
Abigail Larkin Stockard.
Jody Renee Goers, magnum cum laude.
Michaela L. Carlton.
Lindsay Paige Meek.
Malia Francis McFarland, cum laude.
Kelsey Marie Conant, cum laude.
Megan Marie Langdon.
Amanda Joe Pierce.
Eric Dean Wallace.
Josh M. Thomas.
Kelsey K. Tipton.
Jacob T. Lewis.
Jonathan David Lee Punzo.
Tanner Mackenzie Homan, cum laude.
Eric Tyler Stinson, cum laude.
Kinsey Maria Harpster.
Jonathan Douglas Ottinger.
Sydney Christine Smith.
Javier Alejandro Paz Blanco.
Sarah Elizabeth Bachman.
Corbin Severin von Stench.
Mark Joseph Nold.
Ashlyn Danielle Dixon.
Tanya Marissa Anders.
Ryan David Hand, cum laude.
Zachary Thomas Schultz.
Andrew Scott Kopecki, cum laude.
Jamali Martin.
Justin Carl Pence.
Tucker Rory Wins.
Bryson Cohen Merrick.
Kelsey Lee Doherty.
Justin Lee Schott.
Stephanie Chantel Keel.
Sydney Elizabeth Andrews, cum laude.
Michael Brian Rose.
Emily Christine McComb.
Tyler William Coder.
Kyle Lee Kendall.
Allison Nicole Hill.
Devin Wayne Pettyjohn.
Mackenzie Jade Calloway.
Cameron Alexander Kelly.
Sarah Alyssa Bennett.
Weston James Poole.
Elizabeth Ann Garrison, magna cum laude.
Brenton James Davis.
Kirsten Jessica Olson.
Carter H. Sanzone.
Elizabeth Ann Leslie.
Fawn Era Johnson, magna cum laude.
Keaton Richard Jeffrey Harrington.
Nicole Elaine Bayless.
Ethan Job McMillan.
Kathleen Luella Jenkins.
Tanner Nicholas Arkenfels.
Aaron Wood.
Aaron Riley Bradshaw.
Dylan Slade Rhodes.
Rebecca Lynn Boyd.
Caleb Aaron Brashears.
Amber Nicole McDougall, cum laude.
Leslie Lynn Greer.
Jacqueline Nicole Williams.
Meredith Cecilia Hughes.
Brenda Gail Rushing.
Lee Donald Jordan.
Shelby Colleen Baker, cum laude.
Amanda Nicole Gray.
Allison R. Seaton.
Andrea Taylor Miljevac.
Dana Christine Briseño.
Shay Brandell Fannin, magna cum laude.
Cassidy Aim Schluter.
Katie Elizabeth Griffith, cum laude.
Valerie Louise Napier.
Sarah Ann Shalou.
Susan Marie Harp, summa cum laude.
Brett Tyler Smith.
Jaron Ann Blakely.
Blake Allen Hopp.
Sarah Ann Marie Thomas, summa cum laude.
Corey Douglas Bauer, cum laude.
Jessica Lynn Utt.
Colton Dean Clark.
Natasha Noel Bowles.
Erin Michelle Springer, summa cum laude.
Jennifer Rose Niemeyer.
Ashton Leanne Link, summa cum laude.
Amber Sue Shivington, magnum cum laude. Okay.
Corey Page Poth Nager.
Alexander Riera Hansen.
Siobhan Michelle Jackson.
Ashley Brooke Kern, magnum cum laude.
Sandra Sue Fairbanks.
Kelsey Ann Magnall, cum laude.
Tatiana Olivia Williams.
Cole Andrew Mazer, cum laude.
Carla Jean Hanlon.
Amanda Dawn Fox.
Tiffany K. Peterson.
Raven Antiana Shelby.
Mona Irene Warren.
Taylor Nicole Allen, summa cum laude, presenting the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences.
Mandy Leanne Yahtzee.
Brian Clifford Allen.
Raven Simone Williams.
Derek Christopher Hewlett.
Shauna D. Roberts.
Melissa L. Castor.
Sierra Jolita Killingsworth.
Sarah Christine Bloomer, cum laude.
Coleman Robert Carville.
Amanda Taylor Baker.
Morgan Faith Foster.
Elizabeth Ann Harris.
Mercedes Jade Kimmel.
Corey Alexander Myers.
Holly Marie Cavini.
Stephen Michael Solomon, cum laude.
Zachary R. Caton.
Micah Ann Cummins.
Erica Catherine Keffeler, summa cum laude.
Trenton James Pickett.
Dustin Lloyd Payne, cum laude.
Brendan G. Welch.
Kelly Aaron Cochran, summa cum laude.
Trez Lyndon Colbert.
Lauren Alexis Stewart, magna cum laude.
John Michael Penn.
Michael James Quaney, cum laude.
Ubitsa Basic.
Sean Andrew Callan, summa cum laude.
Hannah Elizabeth Montgomery.
Joel Allen Henningsen, summa cum laude.
Ashley Abigail Ressler.
Caitlin Nicole Gutteridge, cum laude.
Rachel Janine Goff.
Bryson Lee Wolf.
Cosmo Albert Canella.
Andrew Moses Pendergrass.
Ryan Allen Degner.
Jordan Lillian Marie Snook, cum laude.
Jessica Marie Coleman.
Drew Mantlow.
Heather Michelle Glenn, cum laude.
Tara Nicole Bennett.
Heather Leanne Schulz.
Tinsley Jacole Underwood.
Tori Ann Shusky.
Francisco Dante Lamoglia.
Jonathan David Turocaso.
Garrett Joseph Scurbina, summa cum laude.
Sean Matthew Hollerand, cum laude.
Casey Lou Susan Leslie.
Alexander Charles Ferbert, magna cum laude.
Hannah Christina Long.
Brody Montana Berry.
Crystal Rayanne Hickok, magna cum laude.
Anna Elaine Clappel.
Kylie Elizabeth Blue.
Holly Marie Pollock, magna cum laude.
Michelle Fobbs Pippins.
Jessie Rose Thorup, magna cum laude.
Alicia Christina Mathis.
Jasmine Lydia Cologne.
Jordan Elizabeth Caton.
Nicole Marie Lucas.
Rachel Lee Miller.
Tyler Austin Bryant.
Shauna Michelle O'Brien.
Marie Charmaine Galope Banez.
Ashley Dawn Huffman.
Keely Ann Matheson.
Neil P. Patel, magna cum laude.
Calvin Tyler Wakefeld.
Danielle Becker.
Joseph Michael Everett.
Michael Allen Statham.
Nicholas Edward Williams.
Marvin L. Cooper Jr.
Zachary Lewis Sanders.
Shanae Lene Duncan.
Allie Ray Holland, cum laude.
Lindsay Deanna Keller.
Lauren Leanne West.
Devin Alexander Campbell.
Jessica Gunderson, cum laude.
Cody Lee Weiland.
Jamie Danielle Lynch.
Gordon Scott Wells.
Crystal June Poole.
Jody Darlene Stambach, cum laude.
Kari Louise Compton.
Casey Marie White.
Bailey Erin Bryan.
Tony Celeste Gardner, cum laude.
Janice Noel Bartlett.
Jessica Savage.
Erin Amber Scott.
Leah Janae Cotton, cum laude.
Daniel Thomas Roberton.
Connie Ann DeVault Fernandez, magna cum laude.
Barton P. Nightingale.
Hannah Jean Philly.
John William Scott V.
Jordan Nicole Ingram.
Holly Christina Wade, magna cum laude.
Elizabeth and Anastasia Young.
Jennifer Suzanne Swope, cum laude.
Taylor William Griffey.
Michael James Bergeron.
Kaylee Elizabeth Hayes.
Caleb John Huffman.
Timothy Scott Dewey.
Liza Ann Duncan.
Stephen Scott Warren, cum laude.
Chloe Lynn Martin.
Alex Joseph Luke, summa cum laude.
Philip Enoch Vaughn.
Sarah Jessica Fergione.
Louise Marie Anderson.
Ida Catherine Hafner, cum laude.
Raquel DeAaron Francis Jackson.
Alex William Atkinson. Jessica Maylin Brown. Emily Marie Hoover. Jade Mariah Mitchell. Adam Asa Hunt. Adam Connor Hayes. Nicholas Levi Chapman, magna cum laude.
Well, on behalf of more than 28,000 Missouri Western alumni, I congratulate you on your great accomplishment today. You will soon join alumni across the nation and even around the world, all of whom have one thing in common. We are all proud graduates of Missouri Western State University. Over the last 4 years, you've made memories that will last a lifetime, and you've developed a ton of relationships. From this moment on, your lives will forever be changed. You will find jobs in what I hope are in your chosen career field. Some of you will marry, move out of state, move out of country, have children, even have grandchildren. You will grow apart, but you will never separate from your college friends. Remember, however far you go, that this right here is your home, and you will always be welcomed back with open arms. As prospective students visiting the admissions office, you were greeted by the bronze griffin statue. Before your student ambassador took you out on a tour of campus, you and your family were encouraged to pet the griffin's head for luck. Well, guess what, guys? It must have worked, because here you are today, college graduates. There are 2 griffin statues behind you guys today, and as you recess this afternoon, you'll be greeted by 2 members of the Alumni Board Association. that will also hand you an Alumni Association pin. And as you exit, don't forget to pat the Griffin's head again. This time, you will be asking for luck in your future life and career. Okay, guys, so here's the time you've been waiting for, the transforming moment that we've been here this afternoon for. Will the class members of 2016 please rise? To signify your accomplishments and your change in status from student to alumni, please move your tassels from the right side of your cap to the left, placing them over your heart. Congratulations and welcome to the Missouri Western Alumni Association.
You may be seated. I have two quick closing comments. First of all, I would like to thank and acknowledge the family members and loved ones of the graduating class of May 2016. Would you please stand and be recognized so we can thank you? Thank you, thank you. I'm sure you've made many sacrifices to help these students complete their journey. My second and final comment is one that I make at every commencement exercise, and it is, graduating class, when you go out into the world and do the many wonderful things that you no doubt will do, would you please at least remember one thing: remember to tell them where you went to school. Thank you all very much. Congratulations.
As we near the conclusion of the ceremony, I invite everyone to join us in the concourse area of the stadium for a reception in honor of our new graduates. At the conclusion of the ceremony, we ask our guests to please remain seated until the platform party, the faculty, and our new graduates have exited the field. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join us in singing our alma mater, led by new alumnus Kayla Mertz. You will find the words on the inside back page of your program. Their families and friends, thank you for sharing this proud and happy day with us. The Spring 2016 commencement ceremony is now adjourned.